What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update, guys. I know you can already tell it's going down just by the title. Yes, guys, this is very true. Kamala Harris with a long-awaited sit-down interview, guys. We've all been anticipating what Kamala Harris could potentially say in an interview, guys, and I'm going to say this right here looks like a dumpster fire on wheels. I feel like the whole Kamala Harris campaign has been a dumpster fire on wheels. I mean, she's barely getting down. Even though she got past the baton so late in the race, it's still barely making it to the finish line, guys. We're going to get straight into it, see exactly the disaster Kamala Harris created in her first sit-down interview. 28 days, guys. 28 days it took her to sit down and do an interview, guys, and it is terrible. Let's get into it, guys. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we get into it, hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button for you. But without further ado, let's jump straight in, guys.
I talk about it being halftime in America. We're a touchdown down, and I kind of like the idea of being a little bit behind.
Well, I'm looking at Coach Walz right now. I'm looking at Coach Walz.
Hey, if it's halftime in America and we're down, if we're down a touchdown, I'm going to say right now it's only because the Biden-Harris administration. So she is the blame for why we're down a touchdown, Mr. Tim Walz. If you don't know yet, sorry guys for stopping so early. I'm just the point. Come on.
Like I have white guy tacos and
what is
like
that?
Black,
like mayonnaise and tuna? What do you?
Oh my goodness, guys. He's trying so, like, this guy is the ultimate try hard to just be different, be someone that's interesting. Like, what even is a white guy taco, guys? I need someone to let me know in the comments. What even is that? I know no one's heard of that, man. It's only this guy, Tim Walz. Like, this dude is so, like, just not, he's so not genuine. You can tell this is like the most strung together, pay for, like, just be yourself, Tim. Like, come on.
pretty much ground beef and cheese.
That's
and,
okay. Do you put any flavor in it?
No.
Oh.
Here's the deal. No, they said to be careful and let her know this, that black pepper is the top of the spice level in Minnesota, you know.
I'm the first vice president, I believe, who has ever grown chili peppers.
I'm trying to expand
we'll
my food knowledge.
You know what? We've got some cantaloupes. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, I
was
called
hoping
you.
That's what she's taking credit for. So this is why we're getting this interview so late on, guys. You're seeing the stuff that Miss Kamala Harris is taking credit for, guys. She's the first vice president to have grown chili peppers. Guys. Like, come on. This is what you take your time, your airtime, and you want to get a message out to the folks, and you want to let them know what you stand for. You stand for being the first vice president, female black vice president. I should say that too. You always got to add that. That's growing chili peppers in the white. Like, get out of here, Kamala Harris. We know you've done nothing. You've done nothing but sit on your hands the whole 4 years.
maybe we wouldn't have to.
I called you, Tim.
Yes.
You didn't
Listen to
answer
them, guys.
I called
I was hoping
you,
maybe
Tim.
we wouldn't have to.
I called.
Why are they talking at the same time? I thought it was like a bug in my headphones. Why are they not? Like, come on, guys. This is going to be a cringe fest. I can already tell. Like, listen to them.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, I called
was hoping
you, Tim.
maybe we wouldn't have to.
I called you, Tim.
Yes.
You didn't answer, Tim.
I know.
What happened?
The most important call of my life. It popped up, and we didn't recognize the caller ID, and it went to voicemail.
Hi, this is Jim. I'm not able to answer.
There you go.
It's possible. Thank you.
Hey, Tim, it's Kamala. I really want to talk to you.
Guys, let's take a second here just to think. You really think that Tim Walz, the guy who was a potential VP pick of a sitting VP, you know, you think that they didn't do a call ahead? This is totally baloney. This is all scripted, fake, phony to make it seem like, you know, there was a goof up and this is a funny gaffe and to get more people on. Like, guys, we can see straight through. It's actually cringe when you can see the, you know, the fake media and the way they're trying to, you know, put these lies out there. Like, look at this interaction, the way this happens. Like, she's so ready to laugh, so ready to smile about him. Not like, come on, guys. I find this very hard to believe there wasn't a call ahead and he didn't even notice the caller ID number. I don't get that. I don't get it. Listen to it.
There you go.
It's possible. Thank you.
Hey, Tim, it's Kamala. I really want to talk to you.
It is an amazing privilege for me. Also, I'm excited. I just want to be part of the excitement that you're generating.
Well, we're doing it together, buddy.
It's fun.
We're doing it together.
the excitement she's generating. Guys, she's not generating any excitement unless there's a celebrity endorsement, a celebrity there twerking or rapping, or they're giving away free food or something free. There's no excitement for Kamala Harris's campaign. I'll say that right now.
I want to be part of the excitement that you're generating.
Well, we're doing it together, buddy.
It's fun.
We're doing it together. How have these last couple of days been for you?
I can see where the energy comes. America is a hopeful country.
Indeed.
People are excited.
In every one of those groups of thousands, sometimes over 10,000 people, you've seen exactly who we are as America.
Yeah.
People from rural areas, urban areas, of every stripe and size and background. This is who we are as America, and we're all in it together.
Yeah.
And in this campaign, the only way we win is to keep the pedal to the metal for these next many, many days that we have. So, Tim, what's your relationship to music?
Yeah.
That's crazy, guys, to keep the pedal to the metal for such a vague amount of days we have left. She doesn't even know how many days she has left until election day, guys. Oh my goodness. Someone who's in the race, you would think I would have a tally mark checking off every single day on my calendar until the big day. Like, you can tell how much Kamala Harris isn't interested or just simply doesn't care. Like, come on now, the lack of interest, the lack of knowledge, it's just not there for her.
Many days that we have. So, Tim, what's your relationship to music?
Yeah. For me, the transformational piece of music was Bruce Springsteen's The River, which is a journey. You know all the
Guys, I'm going to stop it right. Why do we need to know? Like, where is the policies? Why are we getting this dude's favorite music artist or his favorite type of music, like, we don't need that, guys. I could care less. I want to know what you guys are going to do, or what you guys could possibly do if elected in, to that office. But that's not what they're going to do here, guys. They're going to go dive and dance around that topic just so they can make it seem like hey, we've done an interview, we've done it. But what are they talking about, guys? I can already tell the substance of this interview is not going to hit anywhere near on politics. They're just going on the same thing we seen her do with that the lady interview where she was, saying that Tupac was still alive. Like, come on, Kamala Harris. When are you going to come out and be, transparent about what you stand for, your policies, and what you do not stand for? How are you going to clean up America, clean up the mess that you and Joe Biden made? But we already know that's not what you're in it for. You're in it for keeping the pedal to the metal or tearing our country apart, furthering, the destruction of Biden and the Harris camp. Like, come on, guys, what's going on?
Traditional piece of music was Bruce Springsteen's The River,
Okay.
which is a journey. You know all the tracks,
Yeah.
and I'm that guy. My first car, it's the summer 1980, been saving up. I buy a 1973 orange Chevy Camaro, got an 8-track player in it.
Oh, wow.
Previous owner left Bob Seger's Night Moves in there. I listened to it, and it's kind of the soundtrack of my life of Detroit's own Bob Seger. But what's really great about this is I have a 79 International as my car. It's got an 8-track player in it. I have the very 8-track to this day.
You're kidding me.
No, but how about you?
I grew up, so all these albums here, Aretha. My mother had every Aretha album, and like our Christmas gift to my mother, her birthday gift was always like, what's the latest Aretha Franklin record?
So it's on vinyl in your house as a
all of it.
Wow.
All that and Stevie. And then Miles, and my dad loved jazz, and so it.
There we go, guys. We got Kamala Harris finally. It seems like she's been prepped on this one. You remember the last interview with that lady where she just bombed it. The interviewer asked her, what she asked? She asked, who's the best living artist right now? Kamala Harris bombs it, fails the whole interview, and says Tupac. It stomps her, has them. They were stuck for about 10 minutes on the the dilemma of Tupac not being alive and who Kamala Harris's favorite rapper actually was. She could not name one person. Now we got a whole slew of folks, whole classic hits that she just knows. Person after person, Stevie, Aretha. She knows everyone now, guys. She's been prepped. She's been vetted in on this. Listen to
that
her.
and Stevie. And then Miles, and my dad loved jazz, and so it was Miles, it was Coltrane. One of my personal favorite musicians for when I was younger was Prince.
Oh.
And of course, from your...
What I tell y'all, guys, she was going to have it all in a line. It was almost like she was reading off of a list, and it's because she was, guys. It's in her head. They got her memorizing this type of stuff because they don't want her to get stumped and stopped up on those type of questions anymore, because she I don't think she has like a personality that she's presenting. The personality she's trying to portray for her voters is not who she actually is. And you can show, it shows just through, you know, what she's saying, the substance of her answers. Listen to her.
Younger was Prince. And of course, from your estate.
Yeah.
And he, you know, in fact, I'll tell you, so my husband Doug and I'm more of a hip hop girl.
Yeah.
He's more of Depeche Mode.
Oh yeah, oh, but the same time.
I'm sure you and he
of
like the same
course,
music.
of course.
But Prince, you know, in the Venn diagram of things, Prince, he and I love the same, because I mean, talk about how Prince was with that guitar, man. I almost know by heart every one of those songs.
I feel like a trip to Paisley Park is going to happen here if the staff.
It's on my bucket list. I'll tell you
good.
that. Tell me about your dad and his influence on you.
Yeah.
He served our country. You have served for our country for so many years.
Yeah. I was 19. My little brother, I think, was eight or nine when he passed. He was a chain smoker.
Hold on, guys. I just want to go back to that point where she was talking about his dad had served our country, and she's saying that he also served our country. And that's not a lie, guys. He served our country for 24 years, but then the way that he, you know, left service was a little bit fishy, and then him claiming to have been, you know, carrying a gun in a war zone. Guys, you see, they're trying to clean. This is a lot of backtracking. This whole interview is a lot of cleaning up the mess that they had made. You know, they're trying to say that even though Tim may have slipped up in prior interviews, they're still trying to come back, clean it all up, say he did serve for 24 years. You did serve for many years. Like, come on, guys. This is a big, you know, cleanup job, this whole interview. They're not going to hit politics. You can tell right now, like, they're trying to paint another picture, make it seem different than what they've said in the past or said in different interviews. All the lies, they're trying to go back on. Like, come on. I don't know when folks are going to wake up and start seeing what I'm seeing. Like, what are they doing?
Influence on you.
Yeah.
He served our country. You have served for our country for so many years.
Yeah. I was 19. My little brother, I think, was eight or nine when he passed. He was a chain smoker. You know, just addicted. They got a Korean War era, and that generation of men pretty stoic. After he died, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. She became our rock, and now she had to go out and get work because the medical bills broke her, and Social Security and Social Security survivor benefits. We're fine pulling ourselves up by our bootstraps. We had no boots. That's the boots.
And it's survival,
We paid
literally.
it back. It is survival. We all paid it back. So programs that are just fundamental to keeping people from dropping into poverty, but to live with dignity. You keep talking about that.
We got to help people get through a hard time. We can't have a country and policies that let people fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
I love
Policies that let folks fall through the crack. How about policies that literally drive folks underneath the crack? Forget falling through the crack. We fell underneath the surface because of your policies, guys. Are we not? She needs to wake up with the world we're living in today. I'm glad we got on the policies, guys, because I can heat her up. Now, Kamala here is trying to say that, you know, her policies are going to make sure folks don't slip through the cracks, guys. Her policies are the same policies that are going to bury the American people. I'm just going to say that right now. Going to bury us in debt, going to bury us at the grocery store, the gas station, guys, our rent, electricity, like everywhere we're getting buried. And Kamala Harris is still talking about she doesn't want folks to slip and slide through the cracks. I'm trying to figure out who she's talking about, because we already been buried. Like, come on now. Kamala Harris, what are you talking about?
and policies that let people fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
I love what you have done with your life. You were coaching a high school football team that was winless.
Yes.
And you came in, and so they were clearly the underdogs.
And
what happened?
Yeah, it's a team, and I had great coaches with me, and we were friends, and we buckled down. And look, I was a fairly big school, but nobody wanted to play because they hadn't won. And this group of coaches said, first and foremost, we gotta build the team. We gotta go out and find people. So we invited them in, and I'll be honest, the first year we did not score a touchdown until the last game of the year. We got shut out in every game. My high score until the final game was my defensive tackle because we got a safety in one game. 2 years later, those kids won a state championship. That school has won several more since then.
Guys, and you notice how this is so, you know, vague. It's no names, not specific yet. Like, this is reminding me of those anecdotal stories that Mr. Joe Biden, the big guy, Corn Pop, Joe Biden, he's always telling these same type of stories, guys. You're talking about this team has never won ever. And then they come in 2 years later after this guy, Tim Walz, walks in there, the same guy who destroyed Minnesota, essentially. Like, He's the one who turned their entire program around, shot them back up. They won a state championship and another title after. Come on, guys. Like, this is what I'm talking about when I say this is like, it's so inorganic. It's all planned. It's all scripted. It's all fake. You know, if it's not bought, it's faked and scripted. Like every single time. It's a reason why we're seeing this interview at this time. It's because there's been such a media call out, even on both sides at this point, for the 28 days that Kamala Harris went without sitting down doing an interview. So they were like, hey, they want an interview, we'll give them an interview, even if it has no substance whatsoever. And that's what we're getting right here. We're getting little to no substance. I guarantee you, Donald Trump, JD Vance, sit down. What are they gonna hit on, guys? I guarantee you it's not JD Vance's favorite pop artist, if he loves Taylor Swift or not. I can guarantee you that. Like, come on, guys. This is like they're playing in the American folks' face. They're literally just playing around. They're dancing. Look at this.
Right.
We left. You build culture. You build winning.
Right.
People want to be a part of it. And that's the excitement. That's the excitement of what it can be.
That's how I feel about our campaign.
Yeah.
Our campaign is the underdog campaign.
Oh, yeah.
And with our joy, we also have to understand.
Your campaign is not the underdog campaign. I'm going to say why here. It sounds crazy, but because of the way that Joe Biden almost tried to bury Donald Trump's campaign, you know, through all the legality, the charade cases, you know, the hoops. He was, you know, Donald Trump had to jump through so many obstacles in order to get where he's at, to get the support. Heck, this guy got drugged down to Fulton County's jail for a mugshot. Like, come on, this guy got literally shot at. You know what I mean? Not even shot, he got shot. Like, come on, guys. It's when are you going to wake up? They're trying to paint themselves as the victim now because they've seen the amount of support that Donald Trump has. You know, he's risen up to the occasion every single time, and they keep falling further and further down. Now they're trying to call themselves the underdog. No, we won't allow it. They're not the underdogs. They're the bullies that tried to get Donald Trump, and now they're too little even reaching. Come on.
The underdog campaign.
Oh, yeah.
And with our joy, we also have to understand that we're still up against some forces.
Yes.
That are trying to divide our country. It pains me the kind of division and the stoking of divisions that has taken place,
Yes.
right? And when we can remind people and create a space for everyone to come where they see each other
That's
and
the
say,
magic.
hey, you
They're-
know,
they're
we're all
getting-
in this together.
It almost feels like everybody's coming out of their house after a blizzard and, you know, a Minnesota reference, and you shovel out, and then you start talking to your neighbors.
Yeah.
How was it the last couple of days or whatever it might be? They're re-energizing, and they're looking for their neighbors. We keep saying,
That's
keep talking
right.
about the
Yeah.
promise of America, and we say, take care of your neighbor.
In the face of a stranger, when you're looking in the face of a stranger, you should see a neighbor, right?
Yeah. I'm about crying on this when you talk about, look, a girl from Oakland, California, and a guy from out in Nebraska
Right.
on there. And the number of people I watch just kind of nod and break into a smile. This exploiting the differences, it can't last. I talk about it being halftime in America. We're a touchdown down because a lot of folks, it's easier to tear things down. It's
Yeah.
easier to divide than it is to build. But once you start
Hey, I won't say it's wrong on that point. It's definitely easier to divide than it is to build. And we're seeing that with Kamala Harris, the Harris campaign right here. It's so much harder to build up just by the way that she has let our country's borders open up, you know, neglected all of her responsibility. And don't even get me started on the division or, you know, the trying to add a wedge in between the American people, because we know exactly who that is that tries to paint the picture to say that, you know, there's a reason why you need to be over here on the left, because they won't let you on the right. They're not the same on the right. We always hear it, guys. You know, if you're on the right, you're black, you're a traitor. You know, they're the ones that trying to put the wedge in between us of anyone. They're trying to, you know, it's more of a blame game at this point. They're just pointing the finger. We can see it right here.
that momentum, once we come out and where we're at right now,
Yeah.
people want to be part of something that's winning. They want to be part of something that's good, and they want to be part of something that everybody can be a part of. And I kind of like the idea of being a little bit behind.
Well, I'm looking at Coach Walz right now. I'm looking at Coach Walz.
Did you always know you wanted to be an attorney?
My
I got to see that photo again. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. That's Coach Walz. I'm just trying to see and make sure this is like, you know, I need this fact check, guys. Like, they can't get away with keep doing this with these stories where they just keep, you know, pushing it out there saying that I was a hero, I'm a hero, I'm a hero. And we come out and find out you're a loser. You were a loser and you still are a loser. Like, I need a fact check. Anyone can take a photo with a kid. That might be his nephew. Hold on, y'all.
Walz.
Did you always know you wanted to be an attorney?
My parents met when they were active in the civil rights movement. I grew up around a bunch of people that were, marching and shouting for justice. And some of the heroes of that movement were the lawyers, Thurgood Marshall, right? They understood.
It's like I told you, she's been briefed on this. Every single time he asks her a question about her childhood, her upbringing, anything, it's black. It was black. It was black. It was social justice movement. It was civil rights activists. It was, come on, Kamala Harris. At some point, you have to identify with something that's your whole entire life. That's all you know. That's all happened in your life. I find it very hard to believe. I bet there's tons of folks out there have parents who were civil rights activists, all of that. But you ask about their childhood, they'll at least say that there was something else that was going on. That's not the thing that was bringing you the most joy. I can tell you that right now, Kamala. What?
Movement were the lawyers, Thurgood Marshall, right? They understood how to translate the passion from the streets to the courtrooms of our country. And they believed in the Constitution of the United States and the principles upon which it was founded. And that's where they then, in the courts of America, reminded us of the promise, right? And the ideals of our country, including equality, freedom, right? That's why I went to law school. But the other reason is when I was in high school, my best friend, I learned, was being molested by her stepfather. And when I realized what was happening, I told her, you have to come live with us. I called my mom. I have to tell you, Tim, it was the first time that I realized how not everyone can take their safety for granted.
Yeah.
And what we should all...
I'm not going to say this. That's a very sad story. I would hope she's not fabricating any of that. But guys, this just seems like what does that have to do with her building her up to be a lawyer? I get it, your friend was a victimist, but what does that have to do with that made you want to go out and be a lawyer? I mean, I guess that's a way to advocate for the people, but unless her friend seek legal help, the lawyer wasn't needed, and I don't think she's going to sue her dad. But I mean, then again, it's Kamala Harris logic. I don't try to make sense of it all. You just can't. You can't literally.
Feel as a sense of responsibility to protect people from harm.
Yeah.
So that's why I decided I want to be a prosecutor.
Wow.
And as a prosecutor...
A prosecutor to protect people from harm. Maybe you're prosecuting the people that are doing the harm is the way she's looking at it. But I was going to say, I would think of a lawyer that's going to, defend folks versus someone who's going to prosecute. But hey, either way it works. It's Kamala Harris logic. Like I said, guys, you cannot make sense of all of this.
I prosecuted homicide cases. I prosecuted a number of different types of cases, but I specialized in child sexual assault cases. And one of the things I did was create a whole unit dedicated to focusing on children who are being abused and to ensure that they have dignity in the process and justice. There's so much work that we still have to do to make sure that children have a voice.
For me, that's kind of with me. Get in as a teacher. It's about the kids and wherever you teach.
Right.
Once I had my own children, it became so clear to me, and I think it made me a really good teacher.
Yeah.
That child who came through the door was somebody's most special thing in their life.
Absolutely.
Thinking of a parent dressing their little one up and sending them off to school so proud of them, I wanted to come through that door and just lift them up, that sense of service. It's interesting, two different parts of the country, two different lived experiences, but all coming to that same goal of everybody getting a fair shot.
Well, I have to tell you, Tim, even though you and I grew up in different parts of the country, you remind me of the people I grew up with. Hardworking folks, plain speaking.
Yeah.
People who know the difference between right and wrong.
Definitely plain speaking. You got that good. You got it honest, Miss Kamala Harris. Plain speaking is your number one. That's her number one attribute. I'll say that right now.
Folks, plain speaking.
Yeah.
People who know the difference between right and wrong.
Yep.
And love thy neighbor in the most authentic and true way.
Yeah.
Those are the folks I grew up with, and I know that's who you are, and I'm so glad we're doing this together.
I'm proud to be with you.
Yo, there we have it, guys. Kamala Harris sitting down, finally doing that interview, and look what we got, guys. A big old nothing burger. I suspect that this is what we're going to get from Kamala Harris and Tim Walz sitting down. You know, there's no accountability there. You know, that's your VP candidate. He's sitting there, and he is literally just a yes man in this whole segment. All he has to say is, yes, of course, I agree. Yes, He has never challenged any point she's made. Now, and there's no fact check. These are just story after story, you know, and they're throwing the kids in there to make it heart-wrenching. Like, guys, where are the policies at? Stop doing this. Now they're dragging the kids in it in order to get, you know, votes, people to, you know, relate with them. I should relate with you because of what you can do to benefit my country and my family. What your policies will do to benefit the safety of my kids, my country, my house, my freedoms, my rights. But that's not what we're getting from them, guys. We're getting whether or not Tim Walz had eggs and ham for breakfast or not. Like, I don't care, you know, what he had for breakfast. I need to know what you guys are going to do for the country. And I think a lot of you guys feel the same way. Hop in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts, guys. What did you get from this whole interview? Kamala Harris, Tim Walz finally sitting down, guys. Hop in the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you enjoy more content like this. I'll catch you guys on the next one.